connect.
I
Yeah,
think this is human nature. Maybe I see and I bought this thing. Most of the tutors say there is no need to compare with anyone. But as I know and as I understood so far, this is human nature. I think everyone compare.
exactly. This is, I agree, it's inherent, but it is you have to work on that. When again and again you are comparing yourself with other people, if they are really speaking.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Uh, I am fine. And what about you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So let's start with the introduction as we are meeting for the very first time. Could you please introduce yourself and the role as a being police officer?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. My name is Hemant Naik. I am from Madhya Pradesh. I work in Madhya Pradesh Police as a sub inspector. Uh, I have a bachelor's degree that is related to outside subjects. I have done my graduation in 2010. After that, I did preparation for sub inspector exam, and by God grace, I selected as a sub inspector in 2015. I am married. I have a beautiful family, and my native place is district Tikamgarh in Madhya Pradesh. And
Okay.
right now, I am working in district Balaghat. Balaghat is the border of Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra state also. So right now I am
Mhm.
here in my police station. These days I am working as a station house officer in district Balaghat. If I talk
Mhm.
about my hobby, so ma'am, being a police officer, my job profile is 24 into 7 hours. So uh,
Exactly.
I have no much leisure time to do any other activities. But I used to play volleyball. So you can say I'm a
Mhm.
volleyball player also. But right now,
Mhm.
my English speaking skills, especially, has become my hobby also.
Okay.
Uh, that's
Great.
all about
Good to
me,
hear
ma'am.
that.
Uh,
Yeah, great.
Thanks for asking and thank you for giving me this great opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, my honor, my honor. Okay, so
In Uttar Pradesh.
yeah, but I have just started this journey, just embarked.
Okay. You work in government sector or private sector?
No, it's private.
Okay.
It just happened all of a sudden. I didn't have this much, imagination, and I never thought of this. I never tried to do such kind of things. It just happened out of nowhere.
Why- But why you have started your journey as a teacher in Mathura?
It just happened as I told you, out of nowhere. Actually, they approached me, the authority, they approached me as I speak really well. And we just bumped into, and the person I connected in English. So he was quite impressed by listening me in English things. And at the same time, he offered me this job. Like, would you like to do work as a teacher? So I was like, I nodded yes that time. So that
Okay.
is
It means,
how it started.
as you mentioned, you graduate from commerce subjects, and
Mm.
right now I think you teach English subject in private school. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It means they they approached you for an English teacher.
Exactly. True that.
Okay, that's
In
good thing.
Mathura, a few people speak English really well, or else you'll find people they are not speaking English, with the fluency, with the confidence you can say wherever you go, be it any place. So in Mathura, like barely people speak in English.
As far as I know, ma'am, Mathura is a very holy and tourist place also. So I think most
Exactly.
of the places where any foreigner or any tourist visit,
There people need to.
I see
Yeah.
because uh, in previous days, ma'am, uh, I worked in Chhatarpur and
Mm.
uh, Khajuraho is a famous place in district Chhatarpur also, and Khajuraho is also a very good tourist place for tourists. That time I saw this thing. Uh, I think very youngsters use English language in them daily conversation life. But
Yeah,
when I
in the pursuit
I
of
saw
English
them
language, then.
when I saw them that time I thought how they can speak very well English, but uh, uh, I worked on my English a few days. After that, I realized they choose a particular topic which is
Mhm.
related to a specific place like Mathura or Khajuraho, specific temple and ancient histories also which is related to that particular place, and they explain a particular, I think we can say, essay type. They can they explain to tourists, and they speak English
Yes, yes.
good manner.
Because they are
But
bound to, sir, they are bound to speak in English. Without speaking in English, they cannot communicate with them, with the foreigners. So they are supposed to do so anyhow,
yes,
at any cost. Yeah. Like the thing is that whether they are like speaking in busted English, it's okay. Nobody's. But the thing is, as they have to interact with the foreigners in English, this is the common language, you can say. This is why they must be knowing this English language and they must be speaking this English language.
definitely, ma'am, because they can't survive without English, because I think them profession is very belong to deeply in English, because if they
Exactly.
aren't able to speak, if they can't convey their message to tourist or any we can say foreigners, how they can
Mm-hmm.
survive. So I think
Exactly.
this is them uh,
This is
compulsion
a
also.
medium, yeah, medium of,
We can say this
interaction.
compulsion, them compulsion, because
Exactly.
if they don't use English language, I think they can't survive that historical places.
Exactly. True that. True that. So, sir, if you allow, so may I ask a few questions?
Yes, ma'am, definitely you can ask anything, whatever you want to ask me. I will try to answer you, ma'am.
Okay. So, what inspired you to become a police officer? What is the reason? What propelled you to do so?
Actually, ma'am, to be honest, if I talk about my profession journey, actually, ma'am, I joined Madhya Pradesh as a constable in 2003. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that time, my father had passed away in
Mm-hmm.
1999. That's why I had to join Madhya Pradesh as a constable, and I had to start my service journey.
Okay.
I think there was no one who inspired me to join Madhya Pradesh Police or any forces. I
Mm-hmm.
can say, and I always consider this thing. That time, it was my compulsion when I
Okay.
joined the police as a constable, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think most of the people who belong to, especially in village area, they want to serve for nation, or they want to join at least a single government job, because there is
Exactly.
no option, or there is no scope to join corporate sector, because
Yeah.
corporate sector available in most of the time metropolitan cities. Corporate is not available in village areas. I also belong to
Mm-hmm.
village area in Bundelkhand part. So
Okay.
that was my compulsion. But during my service, I realized this thing. I can do something better for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I joined Madhya Pradesh Police, that time I was only 10th class pass, ma'am.
Okay.
After that, I completed my 12th and graduation along with
Mm-hmm.
my service by distance education.
Okay.
And in 2011, I tried for open sub inspector exam,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my third attempt when I selected as a sub inspector in Madhya Pradesh. But at the moment I joined sub inspector, right now, this is my desire. Uh, and
Mm-hmm.
we can say that was also my desire when I joined as a sub inspector. So these days, I enjoy a lot on daily basis my service, and I have died in my service. I spent much time.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this thing right now. I am in my police station, and
Mm-hmm.
when I feel free, and even when I have only 15 to 20 minutes time, I try to connect strangers or
Okay.
co-learners also. So
Great. Great.
my answer is, when I joined, there was no one to inspire me, but right now I inspired many police officers.
Oh, great. Good to hear that. So my second question is like what kind of challenges you have faced so far, and how much challenging is this, this kind of job, particular sort of job, being police officer, because it's quite challenging as well. And somewhere you need to retain your the feeling of being adamant, being tenacious. So how do you find this? Meaning, how much challenging it is, this job particularly?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Actually, as I mentioned in my intro, my job profile is 24 into 7 hours. So time management is always very challenging task for any police officers in entire country, because uh, I have to respond every time, every moment, or every call. So this is very tough task for any police officers. But as I mentioned, I always enjoyed my job, so I never feel bored or I never feel tense by this type of activities, because I know this thing. This is my service.
Hmm.
First thing is time management is very big or typical
Yeah.
task for me, being a police officer or being a common man. And second thing is, if I talk about being a police officer, I have to face many difficulties on daily basis. Like in these days, I am facing a big issue like less police staff, because
Okay.
because I have to respond every event, but I have no more police staff according to my need. So this is
Okay.
very. And the second thing is, everyone want to quick respond.
Hmm.
Everyone want to quick respond. Like when I receive any call or any complainant come to my police station, they want to quick respond, and this is my duty also. I should always
Yeah.
quick. But because of a less number of police officers, a less number of police constable or any other staffs, I could
Hmm.
not able to proper respond on proper
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Because
So
of
it's quite
this condition,
challenging.
because of this condition, police image decrease day by day,
Okay. Hmm.
because common men have no idea how do work a police officer. I have to face this type of difficulties.
Okay.
And this is the era of social media or internet era.
Hmm.
Every hands have mobile phones.
Yeah.
If I could not able to quick response
Hmm.
a particular application or a particular on a particular complaint, that time they make video or
Yeah.
they want they want to
That can
uh,
be seen. That can be seen
they
already.
want to make that video viral. After
Yeah.
that, police image is spoiled. So this is very bad thing in current scenario. I think a common man or public should understand this thing. I am also I am also a common man, and I come from a society on the seat.
Hmm.
So these type
Yeah.
of two or three uh, conditions I am facing these days, and uh, uh, especially think because my our old law has switched to new. IPS switched to BNS, and CRPC switched to BNSS. So I think this law is very new for everyone, not only police officer. I think everyone. So these days, I am also facing a difficulties due to new law amendments.
Hmm. So how do you unwind yourself after, a stressful day?
Actually, ma'am, being a police officer, I am habitual for this, and I am, we can say I'm used to for this, because I have to
Hmm.
tackle different mindset person on daily basis. I have to
Yeah.
tackle complainants, I have to tackle criminals, I have to tackle my senior officers, I have to tackle judiciary also.
So many
So,
responsibilities.
so I have used to for this, and I believe this thing. If I work with honesty, definitely uh, I can do everything. I can do everything for common man, whatever common man want to from my side. So I always do everything according to law, and I never feel stressed with my job.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. So I have asked so many questions to you so far. You have any queries? Please go ahead.
Definitely, ma'am. You can ask anything. I try to answer you, ma'am.
No, I'm done. I'm done. So you have any queries?
Okay, ma'am. Uh, Actually, ma'am, I have. I always ask one or two question uh, from my
Mm-hmm.
co-learner or YouTuber also. Ma'am, actually, being a police officer, I have to do a lot of work on daily basis. So,
Mm-hmm.
in these days, I feel this thing. I'm not able to maintain my consistency for English speaking or improving myself. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you have any good idea, uh, please suggest me. Definitely, I hope a large number of people or a large number of students will be also uh, get good benefit by your advice. Please suggest me how can I manage this thing due to my job, because I'm not able to make a good consistency to learn English speaking, to improve English speaking skills.
First of all, I would say I would like to just congratulate you and appreciate you the things that you are doing. You are putting in this much efforts that having this much busy schedule, hectic schedule, even though you take out time to converse with the people and then you are doing practicing. So that's really remarkable, I can say, because there are
Thank
so
you.
many people out there. They just make excuses. They just make lame excuses. I don't get time. I don't get time. And such a hectic schedule, and then you are taking out time to interact with people. So that's really makes a difference, big difference, I can say. So you are doing an amazing job. And other than that, I would say it's not about speaking things really fluently, like with the speed doesn't matter. It's the thing that how you like put across your thoughts, the way you speak, that really matters. So don't think about the fluency, the kind of that I need to speak flawlessly and with a flow. You need to speak naturally, and you have spoken with me so far really naturally. The things that I have asked, you responded all the things really nicely. It was really accurate. So don't think much, don't take this much stress that how can I improve. You are doing great job. You don't have to worry much. The thing that you can just add up here, that try to just escalate the number of people you're connecting with, like let's say if you connect with two or three people, so when you if you can manage like this way, so just escalate the number of conversation, that's it. Apart from this, nothing. There's
I
nothing
always
you have
try.
to
I
work on.
always try.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yes, ma'am. I always try to make a conversation video. I think I promise every day in the morning when I get up. But
Yes, yes,
sorry, ma'am. Actually,
it's
I
okay,
had a
it's
call
okay, it happens.
from my
No
police
worries.
station.
Is it
Uh,
important?
no, ma'am. Actually,
So you don't have to think much, you don't have to take much pressure. It's not a kind of baggage. You should not take it as a baggage. The things that you are doing, it's really great. And as you are like connecting with the people, it's really nice. And apart from this, what you can do your self-talk, like whatever comes up in your mind, try to think in English. That's it.
yes, ma'am. I always try to make a conversation like audio call. I am not much interested only video call. I try to audio call also, and
Okay.
in these days, for enhance my English communication skills, I use reading books, reading
Mm-hmm.
articles as well, and
Okay.
when I receive any letter of high court from high court or supreme court, that time I try to read that a particular thing, because ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
there is no one with whom I can I can practice and with whom I can use English speaking skill, there is no one. My
Mm-hmm.
native and official both language is Hindi. But
Mm-hmm.
in this way, I'm trying to enhance my English communication skills. And uh, my second question is, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
actually, ma'am, we use we use English speaking with my mother tone, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
MTR.
like accent. When we use English, that time my mother accent also impact my English speaking.
Okay.
As far as I know so far. So please suggest me one thing. How can actually I don't want to very good like Australian or England or any other countries type accent, but I want to flow with natural like standard English. So
Okay.
how can I improve my accent also, ma'am?
First of all, I would say I don't talking about myself, so I don't think about accent, or I can say it's nice. It's nice if there's an impact of your mother tongue. It's okay. Look at southern people who are living in south side of India. So you can just sense them. You can just guess them if you are connecting with them and talking in English. So you can just in a jiffy you can just sense them. Ki, okay, the person is from south side.
But ma'am,
It's just yeah. Yes,
But
yes.
ma'am, I heard this thing from many YouTubers. Pronunciation always play a big role in our
Yes, yes.
in our conversation or communication. And I see this thing, and I believe this thing. If you pronounce uh, in a wrong way any particular word or a sentence, definitely it will be impact on your accent also.
Yeah, that's a different scenario, but I'm talking about if you are thinking this much about your mother tongue influence, that's called MTR. So I think it's not MTI, yeah, MTI. So it's not I think it's a kind of making yourself feel low or laying down yourself, undermining yourself somewhere. As you are asking this question, I never ask this question to anyone because I don't think much. The thing that I really believe is pronouncing the words in a proper way. The pronunciation of the word we are like pronouncing and we are trying to use in the conversation, it should be accurate. There should be a kind of precision. The things we are sharing in English, this is it. Nothing
Actually,
you need.
actually,
Yeah.
actually, ma'am, actually, ma'am, when I see any intermediate or advanced level speaker, that time I uh, uh, that time I see this thing. They use a proper word in very good manner, and when I use that particular word, that time I think he and she use in very good and excellent manner that particular sentence, but I am not able to just, so I feel some nervousness also, ma'am. That's
Hmm.
why I'm asking this question: how I can uh, how I can improve uh, a fluency with accuracy or with proper pronunciation.
I can say when you, as you said, as you just explained, so somewhere you are comparing yourself from the people who are connecting to you, the people
Definitely,
who
ma'am.
connect.
I
Yeah.
think this is human nature. Maybe I see and I bought this thing. Most of the tutors say there is no need to compare with anyone, but as I know and as I understood so far, this is human nature. I think everyone compare.
Exactly, exactly. This is, I agree, it's inherent, but it is you. You have to work on that. When again and again you are comparing yourself with other people, if they are really speaking, better than you. So I think that has a very big impact on you, and you start feeling yourself really low, and you start letting down yourself that I'm nothing, I'm insignificant, I'm a small fry, I don't speak really well like this way. Instead, work on yourself and pronounce the words rightly, accurately. This much you can do. Why are you like thinking this much? You are taking stress, and somewhere you are petrified when you are interacting with the new people who are from advanced level. So I think it's of no use. It's futile.
Okay. Ma'am, my last question is, which type of
Mhm.
conversation, which type of conversation we should see as a beginner or as an intermediate level, native speakers or Indian standard speakers?
I think both works, both kind of videos. If you watch both things works, but depends on the speaking time span, like how much you are speaking. That really makes a sense and makes a big difference. As we are speaking a lot of time in English, you won't believe you're the first one I'm talking with since morning, as I was totally swamped with my own work, so I didn't get time for conversation. So you're the first one I'm talking with. This is why I think 2 3 times I got slipped of tongue. So this happens. So why would I worry about this? It's a human nature. It's really normal thing to get slip of tongue, to get stuck. It's completely fine. But if you are focusing on your problems and then the moment then you stumbled, so somewhere you are just lagging behind, you are going to lag behind. Instead, what can you do? You just have to focus the things that you can do, the best thing I can say. And yes,
Yes.
speak much, as much as you can, connect with people, or else go for audio call and do the self talk. That really helpful. But it's not about listening or watching videos. It's about how much you're speaking. That really makes a difference, because when we speak, it's a kind of mouth muscle exercise, and we are becoming this much habitual and accustomed to this language, English language. So the things will come automatically. Our words and the thoughts start aligning at the same moment. So for this, speak a lot. This is it. You don't have to go for this video, that video. It's all your choice. But the way you speak and the time spanning, meaning it should be much. You have to speak like, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours, as I earlier used to do. 3 hours I used to speak with the people initially when I embarked this journey, like 7 8 months ago. Conversational videos, if I tell you. So if you speak this much, you automatically become attuned with this language. Okay, you will start feeling really normal, natural, and the words start coming out very smoothly with a flow. So that time you don't have to take much pressure.
Yes, ma'am. I always want to this thing. I also want to conversation like 2 or 3 hours every day, but I am not able to do this thing. But
Mhm.
I will try. I will try to make a conversation video, or I will try to an audio call. I actually,
Yeah.
ma'am, these days, these day, this today, I am uh, today I am conversation with you after a long time, because
Okay.
I have transferred from my previous police station to my new police station. That's why I couldn't make any video, or I couldn't make a conversation with co-learners. But
Hmm.
definitely, ma'am, I will try in future at least
Hmm.
2 3 hours spent on my English
Yeah,
improving.
and you'll see the result. You'll see the result. It would be really positive, and that would be really predominant. That it is going to show up. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think this
So,
is I think this is enough
mhm.
for today. But definitely, if you permit, I will try to make another conversation video with
Yeah,
you. So
of
right
course,
now, I am in my
sure.
police station, and I have a technical issue with my mobile phone. I couldn't
Okay,
connect my
okay,
headphone with my mobile. That's why
okay. Okay, okay.
be
Then, sir,
accepted.
let's call it a day.
Definitely.
And thank you.
Yes,
It was
ma'am.
really
I will
nice
check
and
a
engaging
particular topic
conversation.
and I will try to make a video, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you. Bye
Yes,
bye.
ma'am.